Ja, wir wollen HORSCH Live
Welcome back. At Schleif, we will also use the time in order to talk about new, company vision. I think the slogan, the claim, agriculture for passion is very known, and this is also put in connection with HORSCH, this vision. And this motto has been changed a little bit, and now we are moving to a new vision. We can also combine, as to say, together for a healthy agriculture. Maybe you have noticed our background here in the studio is here the hashtag future ground. And behind this hashtag in future, we would also publish interesting content in terms of technology, of course, but also on, all farming technologies, innovations for the future. Our head, Michael Horsch, I asked him to say, how this vision was developed, and we recorded it, and I'm very happy to greet him. We founded this company 40 years ago, and there was then a point that we said we need to have a motto, a vision, agriculture out of passion. I still think so. That is important. The mass of our clientele understands this well, especially those who have known us for the longest, that we really do everything with passion. In the meantime, however, we've also thought about how to go on, because it's, of course, a bit easy, agriculture as a passion, and this for over 40 years to leave it. But if you look at the issues of this world, the problems of this world, this is not no longer enough. In our family, over the past 5 to 7 years, we have talked very intensively with our next generation. How should it go on? You have to continue to push the motto of agriculture out of passion, and continue to believe that those who say the customer, well, they buy their machines in group, and this makes up hobbies, that everything remains like that. Then we became clear very quickly, said, no, we cannot do it like that. That we're in the next transformation of agriculture, and to our opinion, which has something to do with a new slogan. So this is how we use this new vision. Ultimately, we want to protect the protection and the environment, and to serve healthy people in future. Of course, this sounds a bit trifle, but it's based on a whole series of consideration observations that we've made over the last 5 to 7 years. But we're very sure that this has a very important significance in our life, in the way we are running our company, and what kind of contribution we make to the topic of environmental production. Where does it come from? I mean, if you look at simple things, for example, 2/3 of the world population actually has one basic need. They do not want to become fatter anymore. Everybody, if you look down, you have a topic, you say, well, I would like to could eat well, but would not put on weight. This is the first thing. This is a basic need. The basic part of that is the realization that 2/3 of the world population suffer from prosperity illnesses like high blood pressure, diabetes, and so on. And that has something to do with the nutrition, and also with the high quality of the nutrition. That means dairy products, products, pizzas, finished food. And since you notice that, you notice also the next generation undergoes a rethink. Of course, there's of course a movement, veganism, vegetarianism. These are of course some things. There are some side effects, but they maybe are also signs of a society that continues to move forward, which is also clearly thinking very hard about how we feel ourselves in future. And there is, of course, then at some point, the point that you realize that the share, say the share we have of our business is that always plant, vegetable protein in diet will increase more than animal protein. That means we say we are going to live longer, that animal products will reduce somehow or will reduce more. On the other hand, vegetable products will increase on our territory if a body above it's also vegetable protein. This is one of the observations that leads to this consideration. The second topic, of course, and this is the most important one, is a climate change, and this is so much more significant nowadays in politics and as a topic of discussion every day than it was the case years ago. Even the scientists predicted 20 or 30 years ago that we'll have to deal with that topic intensively, with the climate issue. And climate and environment, everything is connected. And of course, we have a whole range of issues. One is what can the agriculture contribute? Because farming is most of the land which is used for agriculture, reproduction for 1 billion hectares for this area in which we are also active as a company, or which, by the way, over 70% of the calories demand is produced directly or indirectly for humanity. That means that this is also the most important part of the entire food production chain. And then it's about the topic of how to manage and treat the soil differently so that more carbon can tend to be stored and thus make a positive contribution to the climate, not only to save CO2, but ultimately also to have to lower CO2 emissions. There, of course, the whole topic of microbiological that plays into it more and more, which also interests us more and more at the moment. What kind of influence can one have on the soil, the plant, and in what microbiology may be regarding to put us in balance, that the soils become healthier, and that can also partly be done by replacing chemistry, but also working in microbiology to be work better. We do not believe in it completely because, yes, we know, we believe in the whole hybrid agriculture that will be a mix from knowledge of the chemical, crop protection, and traditional breeding, and on the other side of modern ecological farming, that is actually belongs together, and that there is certainly a way to be found that solves both problems, namely to produce enough food on the one hand, and on the other hand to make more contribution to environment and climate. Yes, and so ultimately, of course, we have a couple of other arguments, but those are the most important arguments that had led to us to give ourselves a new guideline, which in the end will result, as I said in the beginning, it will result in protecting the environment and making people healthier. And those are our top priorities. For that, we develop a technical and digital solution for the modern farming.